Howdy, I'm Project, and this is patch 4.0.1.
Look at what's happened to me. I can't believe it myself. Suddenly I'm up on top of the world. It should have been somebody else. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free. Flying away on a wing and a prayer.
By the way, Azrathi navigation is not being turned on in 4.0.1. While we're on the subject of flying, though, Master Level Flying was put in with the latest build on PTR. It costs 5,000 gold and increases the speed of all your flying mounts to 310%. This alone will not allow you to fly in Azeroth. That requires a separate skill called Azrathi Navigation that will be purchasable once the release of Cataclysm happens. That skill at the moment is slated to cost 250 gold. They added a new mount book to the game. This makes viewing your mounts a lot easier, and a lot easier to show off people that are sitting in the same room with you. So when you have company come over and you want to show them exactly why you're ignoring them, it makes it easy. And as you saw at the beginning of the video, you can mount your flying mount now in Azeroth. It just can't fly. Think of them like the Celestial Horse, how they allow you to fly when you're in Outland and Northrend, but simply become a ground mount when you're in Azeroth. There's a new spellbook as well. A more noticeable difference to spellbooks is the fact that there is no longer multiple ranks of spells. When it's time to learn a new ability, the button will glow and it will tell you to go see your trainer. Another new function is that it shows every spell you will ever learn for your class, shows them as grayed out, and shows you what level you'll get them at, which means no more what level do I get skill X in guild chat. New crafting tabs! Anyone that knows me knows I love crafting. I'm a crafting nut. And yes, I know WoW's crafting is terrible, and I agree it is terrible, but I like to build things. I like to build things in real life. I like to build things in the game. Crafting lets me do that. You can click on these buttons to access your crafting menus. Your crafting menus are no longer in your spell book. You may have noticed that when I went through that a little bit ago. On PTR, not all professions are working. As you can see, engineering, I have no buttons, and I don't have access to. Apparently this is happening to a lot of other professions that aren't enchanting and jewel crafting. Now I noticed this button earlier, Return to Spirit Healer. It does exactly what it says. When you click it, you go back to the Spirit Healer. This is nice for a number of reasons. First off, being on a PvP server myself, it's nice if I get back to my body and there's too many people there, I can just teleport straight back to the Spirit Healer. It gives me another way out of it. Or if you've ever gotten your spirit stuck, you know how annoying it can be not being able to mount up and fly out of a hole. Think of it as an auto unstuck for ghosts, or I changed my mind option. As most of you know, the glyph system has been reworked. There are now 3 different types of glyphs: Prime, Major, and Minor. You can now learn every glyph available to your class, and change those glyphs when out of combat and before a battleground has started. There's been debate on whether or not this is going to affect inscriptionists and their income. What I have to say to that is pretty much, what income? Other than the Dark Moon cards of the North, they really had no way of generating money to begin with. Short of Faces of Doom, in which case your friends generally make that for you when you hit level 80 as a present, Inscriptionist wasn't really about making money, more about having one in the guild to utilize. I've seen a new achievement. It's called Helping Inscriptionists Pay the Bills. This is getting every single glyph for your class. That's Blizzard's little incentive to get you to purchase every single one of them. Another highly anticipated change is the new badged point system. As you can see, most forms of currency are being removed. As with the conversion from Battleground Marks of Honor to the new Honor Point system, the rest of our badges will convert pretty much the same. Not all will convert into the new Justice Point system, though. Any remaining badges of justice, emblems of heroism, emblems of valor, emblems of conquest you have will all be converted over into gold. Both emblems of frost and emblems of triumph will both be converted over into justice points. And since we're on a redoing of the tab kick, why not redo the character panel? This is the way it's set up now, with the stats off to the right hand side. This is a lot more convenient from the last setup, where you had to swap between tab to actually know what your stats were. And of course you can close tabs which are irrelevant to you. While we're here at the character panel, we should probably touch on some of the major stat changes. First off, armor penetration has been removed. Anything that you have on your gear right now that says armor penetration after the patch will be replaced with crit. After that, attack power and spell power have both been removed. From what I hear, you'll only find spell power on your weapon, like your staff or your dagger or your offhand. Other than that, spell power will not exist on gear as we know it. You will, on the other hand, find hit, crit, and haste. If you fear this is going to leave you with way too much crit on your gear, Reforging is also coming out with this patch. I've played around with it, converted a lot of my extra hit and a lot of my extra crit into mastery rating to get it on my gear at this level. And the way it scales when you're level 80 is not the way it's supposed to scale at 85. And it does give you a very high boost right now. It's fun to play with. Finally, I'd like to leave you with the changes to the water. I'm Project. Thanks for watching.